Clinging to this steep mountain slope are thousands of stone homes, churches, and schools, yet absolutely no one lives here. Today, over 1,000 roofless stone dwellings sit decaying, baking under the sun on the rocky slopes of southwestern Turkey. Exactly 1 century ago, this was a wealthy, thriving community known as Fethiye. Up to 10,000 residents lived, worked, and built their lives in these now empty streets. There are no craters from military bombings here, and no records of a devastating plague wiping out the inhabitants. Instead, in a matter of weeks, the entire population was forced to pack up and vanish. The village of Kayakoy stands as a physical anomaly, a busy town of 10,000 people turned almost instantly into a hollow shell. It leaves behind an unnatural silence, and the question of how a pencil stroke on a treaty can erase a community so completely. Before 1923, Fethiye was defined by its demographics. For generations, Greek Orthodox Christians shared this specific geography with neighboring Turkish Muslim farmers. The Greeks worked primarily as artisans, blacksmiths, and tradesmen on the rocky hillsides, while their Turkish neighbors cultivated the fertile land in the valley below. They shared festivals, music, and the daily rhythms of village life. This deep social and economic integration left such a historical imprint that it later inspired the fictional village of Eskişehir in British author Louis de Berniere's novel Birds Without Wings. The end of Fethiye is notable because it was not a city in decline. It was an integrated community where decades of shared trade and social festivals had created a stable, functional society. That harmony fractured from the outside in. The collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the violence of World War I, and the subsequent Greco-Turkish War drew rigid new borders across the map. In 1923, the governments of Greece and Turkey signed the Treaty of Lausanne. It mandated a massive, forced population exchange. People were sorted strictly by their religious identity and ordered to relocate. For the residents of Fethiye, the decree meant packing whatever they could fit onto donkey carts in a matter of hours before marching down to the harbor to board crowded exile ships. Families locked their heavy timber doors, left their furniture inside, and buried treasures in the soil. Most fully expected to return to their homes once the political tensions settled. A distant signature on a treaty overrode centuries of shared ground-level history, instantly dismantling the community and turning its residents into exiles. In the immediate aftermath, the newly emptied homes of Fethiye were offered by the state to Muslim refugees arriving from Greece, but the incoming settlers were farmers used to wide plains. They found the steep, rocky hillside unworkable for agriculture and the homes unfamiliar, ultimately abandoning the town for the fertile valley floor below. For the next 30 years, the town stood perfectly still. The sun baked the exterior walls, while winter rains steadily rotted away the timber roof beams and washed out the clay tiles. The final physical blow came in 1957. A magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck the Fethiye region, fracturing the remaining structural integrity of the town. Following the quake, scavengers moved in. They stripped the ruined houses of any usable iron fixtures and surviving timber, reducing the dwellings strictly to hollow stone skeletons. What human bureaucracy started, nature and time finished. Within decades, the empty town decayed into the roofless skeletal remains that characterize the site today. If you walk through the ruins today, you can still find traces of the life that was left behind. Hidden under layers of fallen plaster and dust in the church courtyards are intricate black and white pebble mosaics. Inside the grand Panayia Pyrgiotissa Basilica, Christian frescoes of saints still miraculously cling to the vaulted stone ceilings, surviving decades of exposure. Recognizing its historical weight, the Turkish Ministry of Culture protected the site, designating Kayakoy a World Friendship and Peace Village to honor the memory of the cultures that once coexisted here. In a quiet but heavy reality, descendants of the original Greek families still hold the physical iron keys to their ancestral homes, keys to heavy timber doors that no longer exist. Whether viewed as a tragic ghost town or a monument to peace, Kayakoy stands as a permanent, sobering lesson on the human cost of shifting borders and forced displacement. If you appreciate these deep dives into the darker corners of history, hit the subscribe button. And tell us in the comments below, if you were given exactly 1 hour to pack and abandon your home forever, what 3